All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're tearing down pretty much everything you thought you knew about AI in B2B sales and marketing. We are going complete end-to-end through a absolutely groundbreaking research report from lead researcher Pranav Kumar titled The AI Revenue Operating System. I mean, this is literally a strategic masterclass on the future of go-to-market automation. It's going to fundamentally change how you view your entire software stack. So if you've been sitting there wondering how to actually monetize AI beyond, just writing basic emails, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get started.
Okay, let's dive into this. Right now, there is just massive hype around buying all these disjointed, generic AI features, right? You've got a tool for writing blogs, another one for translating, another for lead scoring. It's exhausting just thinking about it. But you really have to ask yourself, are 10 isolated AI tools actually better than one connected system? Well, Pranav Kumar's research loudly answers no, absolutely not. The real value isn't in bolting AI onto individual legacy steps. The larger, massive opportunity we're looking at is building a fully connected system where market intelligence informs your strategy drives demand, and then AI agents execute the sales process based on real revenue data. To get us there, here's our roadmap for today's masterclass. 1. The AI agent trap. 2. The missing intelligence layer. 3. The revenue OS architecture. 4. Building a strategic moat. And 5. The winning product roadmap.
Section 1, the AI agent trap. Listen, this is a massive flashing warning sign for founders and revenue leaders. If you're thinking about building or buying yet another generic AI content generator, just stop. That market is completely commoditized at this point. When you synthesize the evaluation of these 10 different agents based on their actual revenue impact, defensibility, and complexity, a very clear picture emerges. Up at the very top, with 5 full stars, you've got things like the AI SDR, account intelligence, and lead intelligence. These are high-impact, highly defensible areas for sure. But down at the bottom, sitting at a measly 2.5 stars, you have stuff like video repurposing. I mean, sure, translating a webinar into a blog post is a fun productivity hack, but it offers almost zero standalone defensibility. You absolutely want to be building and investing at the top of this list.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the core product design principle driving that entire ranking. It's simple but profound. Optimize the workflow, not the agent. This idea is actually heavily backed by 2026 research from McKinsey, which explicitly points out that real growth comes from rewiring end-to-end workflows. Think about it. If you just drop a shiny new AI tool into one isolated step of your process, you usually just create a lot of busy work without driving equivalent bottom-line value. You've got to optimize the entire commercial journey, the whole shebang. To really visualize the difference here, let's compare a weak commodity capability to a truly strategic workflow. A commodity capability looks something like this. Write a blog post about CRM. Anyone can do that. It's basic. But a powerful agentic workflow, that looks like this. 5 accounts in our target segment recently researched CRM migration. Generate a technical campaign addressing migration risk, then route engaged accounts to the SDR agent. Do you see the difference there? One is literally just a text generator. The other is a strategic, connected commercial workflow that drives actual B2B enterprise value.
Section 2, the missing intelligence layer.
So here is the major plot twist of this whole framework. The standard playbook usually jumps straight from a market right down to an individual lead. But if you know anything about B2B sales, you know that is not how enterprise buying actually works. The foundational secret to enterprise selling is the buying group mapper. This is an AI agent that doesn't just look at one random person. No, it maps out the entire ecosystem of a target account. It figures out exactly who the economic buyer is, who the technical champion is, who's just evaluating, and critically, who the blockers are. Just think about the sheer number of stakeholders involved in a typical $500,000 enterprise opportunity. You're dealing with the CIO, the CFO, the CTO, the VP of operations, not to mention procurement, security, finance, and the actual end users. It's like a giant puzzle. A single, simplistic lead score attached to one person cannot adequately represent that entire opportunity. It's just impossible. You don't need a single lead score. You need an account graph to map all these players together and understand the holistic intent of the entire organization.
Section 3, the revenue OS architecture. So how do we actually solve this chaos of fragmented CRM tools, isolated AI features, and complex buying groups? We build an incredible compounding closed-loop flywheel. This right here is the core abstraction of the entire system. Step 1 is the signal. Something changed in the market or the account.
Step 2 is the decision. What does this actually mean? Step 3, the action. What should we do about it? Step 4, the outcome. Did our action even work? And step 5, learning. How should the model change so it does it even better next time? This exact rhythm, signal, decision, action, outcome, learning, that's the engine that transforms raw data into a highly defensible commercial decision engine. And honestly, because this system is so incredibly powerful, your product positioning needs to reflect it. Don't go out there and pitch an AI sales assistant. That's way too broad, way too generic. The strongest positioning is this. Turn market and buyer signals into qualified pipeline automatically. It's brilliant because it cuts right through the noise and connects your intelligence directly to bottom-line revenue. It tells the user exactly why this matters to their business right now. Section 4. Building a strategic moat. If you're building this, you absolutely need to protect it. Remember, everyone out there has access to the exact same foundation models. The underlying LLM is not your defense. No way. And this brilliantly illustrates the defensibility matrix. You actually have 5 layers of defensibility: the data moat, the workflow moat, the outcome moat, the vertical moat, and most importantly, the trust moat. Listen, enterprise customers are not going to hand billion-dollar revenue decisions over to an opaque black box. Every single AI action has to be fully auditable. The system needs to be able to explicitly say, here is the action I recommend, here's the 87% confidence score, and here is the exact time-stamped evidence of why I'm recommending it. That level of trust, that is your ultimate defensibility. This also perfectly clarifies your exact place in the market. You aren't trying to replace the system of record, giant platforms like Salesforce or HubSpot. Let them hold the data. That's fine. The strategic battle you are fighting is to become the system of intelligence. The Revenue OS sits right above that existing revenue stack, orchestrating all the big decisions and actions. You integrate bidirectionally with the CRM, you don't replace it. Section 5, the winning product roadmap. So how do we actually execute this grand vision without completely overwhelming the organization? Well, here is your 12-month rollout roadmap. You absolutely do not try to build the entire system on day 1. That is a massive failure mode. Instead, you start with a precise wedge. In the first 30 days, you build the foundation and validate it with design partners. By day 90, you roll out account intelligence, literally telling sellers exactly which 25 accounts to work today and why. By day 180, you introduce the AI SDR to turn that intelligence into pipeline using personalized outreach. From there, you expand to opportunity intelligence. And finally, by the end of the year, you've got a full revenue operating system. You're progressing safely and systematically from observing to recommending to approving and finally to autonomous execution. So the crucial point is this fundamental rule of building AI products today. Buy infrastructure. Build intelligence. Do not waste your precious time and capital rebuilding commodity LLMs, email infrastructure, or basic calendar tools. Just buy those. What you actually need to build is the proprietary signal aggregation, the account graph, the buying group reasoning, and that critical learning loop. You have to own the reasoning layer, because at the end of the day, that is where the true enterprise value lives. Wow, okay, we've covered an incredible amount of ground today, going completely end-to-end, detailing Pranav Kumar's framework for the future of go-to-market automation. And really, it all boils down to this final provocative challenge for you. Will you build just another AI tool, or will you build an AI revenue system? Will you settle for a commodity feature that just generates blog posts, or are you going to build a true intelligence layer that continuously determines exactly where revenue is most likely to come from and actually helps your organization capture it? Look, the massive shift from isolated AI tools to fully integrated AI revenue operating systems is happening right now as we speak. The only question left is how you will adapt. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this completely changes how you look at your go-to-market strategy going forward.